Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Reconnection space. So as you know, I am busy collecting amazing stories from real people who are prepared to share their reconnection moments. This is the space where we talk about reconnection with ourselves, reconnection with our relationships, and reconnection with our future and the world around us and the universe and all good things like that. And I've just so enjoyed collecting all of those stories. And today I have the wonderful Jo here with us. And welcome to Reconnection Space, Jo.
Thank you.
So Jo has kindly agreed to share some of those significant moments in her life. She's got a fascinating business that she runs. Jo and I have met a few times now, and what she does has just piqued my interest, I can tell you. So you're going to love hearing about that. But she's also going to share with you some moments in her life that really helped her to get reconnected and kind of bring her to that place where you are now. So Jo, as I say, welcome to Reconnection. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what you're doing right now.
Hi Ali, thank you for interviewing me. I was 45, I look 22 and I sound 12.
Love it.
It's the elephant out the room. But I've lived overseas for 20 years. I lived in Devon for 10 years. I graduated from Bournemouth University. I got a degree in retail. I bought Christmas decorations for Woolworths head office. I bought Ladybird kidswear for Woolworths head office, and then I bought Richard's clothing, evening wear. Then I went overseas. I was meant to go for a year. I ended up going for 10 years.
Wow.
I lived all over the world, in the Middle East, the Far East. I did jobs from working in the bar to running hotels to being a trading controller for large tour operators. And then when I moved back, I worked as a business development manager for a large adventure park. I worked really hard. I got burnt out and I thought, I'm not going to line anybody else's pockets anymore. So I set off on my own. So I've been running my business, which is, I've got 25 years experience in kind of marketing, sales and business development.
Yeah. So
I've been running my business since June 2014, which was called Your Brilliant Business Angel. So I was and still am working with heart-centered, what I call, it's about relationship marketing, female entrepreneurs, helping them attract clients and grow their business to take it to the next level of success.
Yeah.
However, a couple of years ago, I was reintroduced, because I believe I've been doing it for past lives, and my body's remembered it, to a modality called numerology.
Yeah.
So everyone does business with you if they like you, know you and trust you, but numerology helps you like, know and trust yourself. Numerology helps you like, know and trust other people. So I've been bringing the numerology in. I'm going to be rebranding my business name soon to, I've bought the limited company. It's Bizology.
Love it.
It's helping you elevate your business through using the power of numbers. Because when I look back over past events that have happened to me, it all boils down to me being my life path number, which is taken from my date of birth, which is a 1. And everything boils down to, when people meet me and they see the J, they see the 1.
Right.
And so there's a lot of 1 energy in me, and the 1 is the leader, the 1 is the entrepreneur, the 1 is the magician. If it was a tarot card, if it was an element, it would be fire. If it was it wants to, just get results. It's about A to Z. It's quite masculine. If I didn't sound 22, then I'd probably be too much, boom, boom, boom. But what happens to fire, if it's not built on firm foundations, it gets burnt out.
Right.
So numerology's really helped me understand me, understand my family, give them a break, give myself a break and look over my life and think, that's how I handled that. That's why this hasn't happened to me. That's why I've lived in 23 houses, 15 countries, and had 15 relationships. That's why I'm 45 and not married. That's why I'm 45 and haven't got children. And as a woman, it's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
And because some women wouldn't be okay with that.
No.
So numerology's really helped me kind of reconnect to the power of me through the power of numbers and the energy of the numbers to understand who I am on many different levels.
It's, I mean, you can just see that you're so passionate about it. And, you know, it's such a fascinating subject. And, you know, we've dabbled a bit because I certainly haven't had a full session as yet with Jo, but I'm definitely going to do that. But we've, you know, from what I've, you know, heard about and seen with Jo, you know, it really resonates with me in terms of what my number is, and just the small amount of information I've got gets you thinking, oh, yeah. Oh, that's made me think. You know, it's a really reflective tool. So numerology has almost been that reconnection moment for you in your life that has helped kind of bring everything else together. So you know, when you think about those reconnection moments and how that's all linked, you know, what's your message to our viewers in terms of a particular time or a moment or something where you really thought, oh yeah, that is all falling into place now, you know, as you start to work through this journey?
I think because I've lived literally, like my mum always used to say to me, she didn't think I'd live in the UK, like even from a little baby, and I didn't. She thought that. She didn't say it, but she thought that, and I didn't. I don't really consider myself to be kind of that British. I'm quite gypsy blood, quite nomadic, and travel a lot. So I've travelled extensively. I've worked overseas. I've got a massive comfort zone. As we know, the magic happens outside the comfort zone. So I think really reflection is the reconnection was for me through the numerology, because I did think my life was a bit of a car crash. If you think about it, society says it's flaky to live in 15 countries. Right. Society says it's fluffy to have, 23 houses and not a fixed abode, and you don't get a bank account because you've had so many addresses, you're penalised.
Yes.
Society says, oh, why haven't you got a ring on that finger? Why haven't you got a husband? Why don't you have one relationship? But my numbers, which are 19, 10, 1, says that's okay. The 19 is the sun, right? The 19 shines bright, and I do. And I'm going to own that now. I do shine bright, and I shine bright for other people. That's my job. Now, the sun is the holistic. In the tarot, it's holistic. There to shine for others. The 10 is the wheel of fortune. So it stops and it starts, it stops and it starts, it stops and it starts. It's about getting rid. Right. 1 is the magician. So the comfort zone is huge. I'm like in a little mini, zipping about, writing books, launching programs, nothing. Yesterday I drove up to Norwich, up to Milan last week. I'm going to the States. Nothing bothers me. But the magic happens outside your comfort zone. So some things are uncomfortable to me, like putting my rates up, saying no, having boundaries. That is the harder stuff. When I do that, that's when I get the results. So
I can just grab a question. Can I just ask a question there? Because you talk there, and you're quite right, about sort of society expectations and the way that we are meant to live, and that's one of the conversations I have with clients all the time, is get rid of that word should. There's no should. Either do it or don't do it, either want it or don't want it. But we are, as you say, kind of judged. We're judged materialistically by how we can map our lives in terms of things like the necessities, like, you know, can you get a bank account? Can you get credit? How does that affect you? And I think, you know, we're often judged by other people when we don't conform to what that is. So when did you start to sort of feel comfortable? Because you've said now your numbers, you know, that explains that that's okay, you know, it's okay to be that, and you are obviously very comfortable now with embracing and owning that. But how, you know, when did that happen for you?
So 2 years ago on International Women's Day, I went to an event run by my friend Amy Huggins.
I have
the Trine Holistics, and Richard Abbott was there, and he was speaking about numerology, and it was just like light bulb moments, because you, like you've just said, society says live in a 2.4 house, a two down house with 2.4 kids and be married since you're like in your 20s, 30s. You know, society says have one job or one route path, and working in the same couple of companies for a few years. Society says have a pension and retire at 65. Society says go on 2 holidays a year. But I broke that mould because I meant to break that mould. I know a lot of people that are listening to this will break that mould as well. And, you know, but we're different. We're in the top 5%. So I broke that mould, but I didn't know it was, but I always felt that I was in the wrong for breaking that mould, that I was, like I said before, a car crash, that it wasn't, you know, that my life hadn't panned out like society says. So then when I met this guy, Richard Abbott, and I heard him speak, it was literally light bulbs going off every minute for the 2-hour presentation. It was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And apparently I sat there shaking my head. He thought I was disagreeing with every single word. But it was like, no, it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because he was saying, he said, forget International Women's Day. We're in International Women's Millennia. It's the year of the 2. So, Ali, I know you're working with the energy of number 2. It's very feminine. There's answers and there's questions, and there's answers and there's questions. And it's like we're on a boat, and it's fluid and it's flow and it's sensitive and it's cooperative and it's team player and it's loving and it's caring and it's, you know, it's like this. Whereas last millennium, we were in the 1 energy, which was all about Ronald Reagan and Thatcher and answers and questions and masculine and boom, 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 which is me. That is me. Whereas the 2 energy, that's what we're working with now. And he spoke, love him or hate him, he spoke about Donald Trump. Now, the only reason Donald Trump is in the White House, forget conspiracy, forget anything else, is because he's a 22, and 22 is a master number. And Meghan Markle has broken into our monarchy because she's a 22. They can do anything. Branson was a 22. Margaret Thatcher didn't need any sleep. 22. So I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So then fast forward 2 years, I signed up for a mentorship program with him, and I stalked him online. I read all his books, and I used to go and listen to him speak. However, I wanted to sign up straight away, but when I met him, I was in my 9 of a 9-year cycle, and that is all about endings and letting go and releasing and finishing and shedding. You don't want to start anything new in a 9-year, because then when you hit your 1 year, it all feels old. So I had a few one-to-one sessions with him, but now I'm in my 1 year, I've really gone for it. Now, because it's not just the numbers that have helped me reconnect, it's understanding the rhythm and cycle of the world, because numbers are energy. So now I'm in my 1 year. It's always the right thing to do the right thing, but there are better times to and better years to do things. So in a one personal year, I want to be doing new, seeding new, maybe going out with a new guy, or going to a new country, going to a new restaurant, dyeing my hair a new colour, launching a new program, setting up a new business, moving to a new house. It's seeds, it's new. But because we have forgotten numerology, because we do not it's as old as the hills. Nero's and Plato used it.
Yeah.
But it's as new as the next decision you're going to make. So for me, when I track back my 9-year cycles, I'm like, oh yeah, I ended that job then. That relationship ended in a 9-year. That house move started in a 1 year. This happened in a 5-year, etc. So you can really look back on what happened and how you dealt with it.
So this is so much, as I say, and the best thing people can do is really kind of get in touch, isn't it? Because it is really complex, and there's so much information available to help you understand. And it's not just, I can remember as a young girl, you would play the game where you added all the letters of your name up and you worked out what your number was, and then you had the answer. But it's so much more complex than that, and there's so many different numbers that are in play. So how can people get in touch with you, Jo, if they're interested?
They can go to www.josoley.com. What I've just spoken about today is under the numerology. I've got a Facebook group as well, Attract Clients and Grow Your Business. But I'm merging it. I'm in the process of merging everything at the moment. Yeah.
We're going to share all of Jo's social media links so that you can get in touch and ask any questions, because I know loads of you are going to have questions, knowing who the viewers are for this. So my final question, as always, to all of my guests is sort of in a short summary, what does reconnection mean to you, Jo?
I think it's about being you unapologetically. Yeah. Because there's spectrums, isn't there?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that recently that I've learned to reconnect back to me is, so take the number 1, that end of the spectrum, it's really, really, really ego and selfish and about them. That end of the spectrum, it's really people pleasing and martyrdom. But the best thing that one can do is put their head down, ignoring everyone else, mind their own business and get on with it. And since I've been doing that, my life is working for me because I'm working with the energy of the number 1.
Yeah.
So I think it's about not ignoring what society says and really tuning in to that essence of you, but unapologetically. So what if you're 45 and you're not married and you haven't got a fixed abode? So what if you've lived in 25 countries? It should be good on you.
Good on you, yeah.
Good on you. So it's about, reconnecting unapologetically to your true essence.
I love that, and that fits so nicely in with the Be More ethos of intention with purpose, really understanding who you want to be and then deciding what your purpose is from that, rather than going out there and doing loads of tasks and being really busy and wondering why that's not sitting right, because actually it's not aligned with who you actually want to be and who you're meant to be. So I love that, unapologetically. That's brilliant. So thank you so much, Jo, for being with us on this episode of the Reconnection Space. If you have loved this video, then please like, and also click on the really important subscribe button. We've got some amazing guests lined up. We're getting some really lovely interest from across the globe now, lots of real life stories. So please subscribe so that you never miss an episode of the Reconnection Space. And if you have a story that you would like us to share, then do get in touch, because we're always looking for new connections. In the meantime, have a wonderfully connected and mindful week, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.